father who is codependent on his children and grandchildren can present a complex and often painful family dynamic. This behavior, while sometimes mistaken for deep love and dedication, is actually an unhealthy attachment that can hinder the emotional development and independence of everyone involved. Signs of codependency in a father. A father's codependency can manifest in a variety of ways, some of which may seem like admirable qualities at first glance. However, the underlying motivation is a need for validation, purpose, and control, rather than a healthy, selfless love. Here are some key signs. Excessive involvement and overprotection. He is overly involved in his children's and grandchildren's lives, from making decisions for them to constantly intervening in their problems. This can include doing their homework, arguing with teachers, or not allowing them to spend time alone with friends. Enabling behavior. He consistently bails his children or grandchildren out of trouble, makes excuses for their negative behaviors, or gives them money to solve their problems, which prevents them from facing the natural consequences of their actions. This can be especially damaging if a child is struggling with addiction or other self-destructive behaviors. Emotional manipulation. A codependent father may use guilt, a victim mentality, or passive-aggressive behavior to get what he wants. He might say things like, "After all I've done for you," or complain about the sacrifices he's made to make them feel indebted to him. Lack of boundaries. There are no clear lines between his life and theirs. He may feel entitled to know every detail of their lives, and get upset or feel rejected if they don't confide in him. He may also expect his children to prioritize his needs and happiness over their own. Living vicariously. He may try to fulfill his own unachieved dreams or desires through his children and grandchildren. For example, he might push a child to excel in a sport he always wanted to play, or pressure a grandchild to pursue a specific career so he can feel a sense of accomplishment through their success. Low self-esteem and identity tied to caretaking. His sense of self-worth is entirely wrapped up in being needed. He feels like a hero or a martyr in the family, and without this role he feels lost or without purpose. This is why he may resist his children becoming independent and self-sufficient. Difficulty with discipline. He may have a hard time enforcing rules or discipline because he fears upsetting his children and risking their disapproval or abandonment. He'd rather be seen as the good guy than the one who sets healthy limits. The impact on children and grandchildren. Growing up with a codependent father can have a lasting impact on a person's life. Difficulty with independence. Children may struggle to develop their own sense of self, make decisions, or become independent adults. They may feel a deep-seated guilt for wanting to live their own lives separate from their father. Compromised self-worth. The child may learn to base their own worth on their ability to please their father, leading to low self-esteem and a constant need for external validation. Unhealthy relationships. They may be more likely to enter into their own codependent relationships, either by being the giver who takes on a caretaking role, or by being the one who relies on others for their needs. Emotional distress. Children and grandchildren may experience anxiety, resentment, and emotional confusion. They may feel responsible for their father's happiness and emotions, a burden that can be heavy and emotionally exhausting. Healing and moving forward, addressing a codependent dynamic is challenging, but it's a crucial step toward healthier family relationships. This often requires setting boundaries. This is the most critical and often most difficult step. It involves emotionally and physically detaching with love. For example, a child might need to limit phone calls, say no to requests that cross a boundary, or stop enabling destructive behaviors. Reclaiming identity. The child needs to focus on their own needs, goals, and passions to build a strong sense of self that is not dependent on their father's approval. Seeking professional help, therapy, or counseling can be invaluable for both the parent and the children to understand the roots of codependency and learn new, healthier ways of relating to one another. Open and honest communication. When possible, having a gentle but firm conversation about the need for boundaries and the importance of individual growth can be a first step, though it's important to be prepared for resistance and defensiveness from the codependent parent.